There's somebody who converted out of masonry. He actually got into some pretty upper echelons. 29th degree is no fooling. A lot of Masons will tell you it doesn't even go to the 29th degree. The majority of my friends, and not that I have that many, but the guys that I went to college with, after the first 3 rites, they were done. They didn't want to go beyond the Scottish rite of masonry. We're going to go to Tim, Matt, Chris, and others on the other side. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com. All right, let's go to Tim in West Virginia. The call-in line is 866-582-9933. Wide open phones, and I'm going to read this article on the other side out of The Guardian. Again, demonizing 9/11 truth and trying to associate them yet again with hating the Jews and white supremacy. Just completely and totally disgusting. Tim, you're on the line.
How you doing tonight, Jason?
I'm okay.
I'd like to give kudos to you and Richard Gage. I think you all are real patriots.
Well, thank you.
And the reason for my call tonight is I am calling to defend the state of West Virginia.
Okay.
I'm sick and tired of princes calling and interrupting your show, wasting the time of people that are really trying to do something for America. I am really, really tired of it.
I am, too. It's every single night at this point. And like I said, I don't want to get into what he mailed something just out of control, outrageous to this office. And, I hope he gets prosecuted for it because it was disgusting.
Well, I certainly do, too. But I just want your thousands and maybe even millions, but definitely thousands of listeners to know that the state of West Virginia has sent more people into battle in these false flag wars and so on and so forth than any state in America. We are a very patriotic people. We're a stand-up type of people, and he is giving a bad name to my state, and I am really upset about it. And I just want everyone out there to know that people in West Virginia have a higher IQ than Forrest Gump and Princess,
God bless you, Tim. I thank you for the call.
And listen, don't cut me off too short. Yep. I've got a friend that I went to high school with here in West Virginia, and he ended up in Orlando, Florida. He came back for a 25th year reunion, and I was the designated driver, and I like to drink like the next guy, but I took him and another buddy so they could drink and offered myself up as the sacrificial lamb as the designated driver. But Joe, his name's Joe, he's from Orlando, Florida, and he just tickled the heck out of me because he said, when you meet a person and you ingratiate yourself and you start a conversation, he's like, what are you doing now? And Joe said that West Virginia is the only state in the nation that a career path is getting a check. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, Princess is getting a check, and he's living on the dole of my tax money. And I live in central West Virginia, and I don't know what part of West Virginia that sucker's from, but if he'd like to come up here to central West Virginia and get a personal education, I'll give him one.
Awesome, Tim. Thank you for the call, sir. We're going to jump to Matt in Pennsylvania. Matt, you're on the line. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I have quite a few dots to connect, so I'll try to be quick.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware of Operation Blackjack, that cartoon?
Sure.
And next week there's supposed to be
Northcom drills.
Okay. So everybody thinks that because they said that NORAD was having drills on 9/11, and in London they were doing drills on 7/7.
Mm-hmm.
So people were surmising that they're having drills next week, and there was Operation Blackjack talking about June 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
In Operation Blackjack, Part 4, Frame 15, it shows a picture of the ID card.
Yes.
The numbers on that ID card are hexadecimal code.
Okay.
If you type that into a hexadecimal code to text translator, it translates to, "This is not simply entertainment."
Is that true? Well, explain. I'm listening to you, man. Explain to me what hexadecimal code is exactly, please.
Go to Google and type hex to text. The first link that comes up is a binary hexadecimal translator.
Okay.
You know how binary is all zeros and ones, right?
Yes, yeah, it's kind of like the matrix, except for not matrix code. Binary code is comprised of zeros and ones, and the theory is that binary code can represent anything.
Yes, it can. Hexadecimal is pretty much the exact same thing, but instead of zeros and ones, it uses all of the numbers and letters in a code form.
Mm-hmm.
If you type all of the numbers and letters from the picture in Blackjack of Part 4, Frame 15, into the hex box of that converter and hit convert, it translates to the text of, this is not simply entertainment.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, that sounds like a great thing to send to writers at Infowars.com or articles at Infowars.com and both, and possibly we'll use that as an op-ed piece. Please do a screen capture of the Part 4 page that you're talking about. Show the website, give the link, do another screen capture of what it actually says, and hopefully they can post that over at Infowars. If they don't, send it to me at myspace.com/Jason Bermas or Facebook.com/The Infowarrior, and I'll even post it on my blog because that is super interesting, my man. We're going to come back. We're going to go to Chris and others, 866-582-9933.